In this video, I'll show you how to update the firmware on the WAGO Linux-based controllers. Those controllers are PFC 100, PFC 200, PFC 300, as well as TP 600 and Edge controller. There are two ways to update the firmware. One is using the WAGO Upload and using the .wup file. The other is using the image with an SD card. And you can download the WAGO Upload software as well as the firmware, the WP file and the image file from the WAGO Download Center. So to show you where they're located in the Download Center, the WAGO Upload is right here under Application, and the firmware will be down here for the PFC 100 and 200, PFC 300, CC 100, and then we have the touch panel and the edge controller. So once you've downloaded the WAGO Upload, then you can go ahead and launch it. Then you can click on Update Firmware. And if you know the IP address, you can type it in, or you can leave the asterisk here in the last octet and then search the network. In our case, I'm just going to go ahead and type the IP address. So this one here is an extended version of the 82112. Go ahead and select that. Click Next. And here I'm going to navigate to the firmware file. In this case, I'm looking for WUP file. I'm going to select firmware 28. So here's the .wup. You select that. Click Next. Next. Now it'll log into the controller and start the update. And the WAGO Upload update has been finished here. When everything goes well, you'll see the execution finished successfully message. And then you could also go to the web page as well. Login default password. And then you see that now the firmware is 28. Now, show you how to use the image file and update the firmware. Before I write the image to an SD card, I like to format them first. So I'll use the controller to format the SD card. Go to mass storage. So with the controller running, I'm going to insert an SD card. and then go to mass storage. So it shows that there's a memory card and it is a bootable. So it looks like I already had an image on there, but I'll start all over again. So I'll format it as FAT, give it a label SD, and delete everything that was in the card. So now it's been formatted, so now it takes on the volume name SD. I'm going to remove the SD card from the controller and insert it into my laptop. To write the image to the SD card, you can use either Win32 Disk Imager or you can use Blana Etcher. So here I'm going to use Win32 Disk Imager, and then to verify that you have the correct drive selected. So my SD card is the F drive, and then go ahead and select the firmware. And go ahead and write. Do you want to continue? Say yes. Successful. Okay. You can go ahead and exit. Now take the XD card out of your laptop and make sure that the controller is powered off. Insert the SD card. And then power up. So as it boots up, it's going to boot off of the SD card. And you can see the SD card flashing there. Once the controller has finished booting up, you're going to see the sys light is solid green, run light is blinking, and the MS light is solid green. And this is a default image, so it's an out-of-the-box condition. So the IP address is set to DHCP. If you have uh, one of the WAGO service cable that plugs into the front service port of the controller, then you could use this Ethernet setting software, and then you can come in here and set an IP address. If you don't have this, then um, it's a little more involved, but you can still get around and be able to sign a static IP. So this is the easiest way to do it. Once you write your static IP, and then write the static IP, it writes to the SD card. So the SD card will save that setting for the next time you use it. But let's say you don't have this cable. The next step then would be to use the default IP address. So you make sure the selector switch is in stop mode. That's this one right here. And then you're going to press and hold the RST button until the sys light starts blinking. So sys light will start blinking amber. Then here it puts it into the default IP. And 192.168.1.17. This is a default temporary IP address. So this is what we'll access to set an IP. So now with certain firmware, you're going to have to change the password. This will be type WAGO. And then now we're going to go to Configuration tab, Networking. So we're going to select static IP. And I'm going to use the default IP address. So this is going to write a static configuration to the SD card so that next time I use it, I just type in 1.17. I don't even have to put the controller in the temporary mode. Submit. Click OK. So it's done writing, and then I'm going to go ahead and reboot. So I'm going to reboot so that it'll take the controller out of the temporary IP mode, and then we're going to use a static IP of 1.17. Now I'm going to go log back in. And here I'm going to change the parameters, my liking. So all the changes that you do, it's going to again write back to the SD card. Check the date. So you can set the clock, and I like to set up, enable the web server, disable the authentication. So for authentication is it's for the web visualization and also for code assist. When you start a new session, it's going to ask you to enter a user and password. Just working on my desk here, so I don't need that. So I'll disable it and I'll submit. And that's pretty much the basic configuration that I would do. And then here, once I've changed all the configuration that I want, then I come here to create image under administration. And it knows that it booted off of memory card on, and then now I want to copy to the internal flash. So go ahead and start copy. Once it's done copying, the syslight goes back to solid green, and then you have that message box disappear. So now the last thing that you need to do is power off the controller and remove the SD card. And then power it back up again. And I'm going to go back to the web-based management and verify. log back in again. And then the firmware has been updated to 29. So I don't want to leave this here IP address as a default 1.17 because I may use the SD card again on another device. So I want to go and change this back to the original 1.15, submit. And here's 1.15. Now this one is back online again. There you have it. This is how you update the firmware on all the WAGO Linux-based controllers. You can use either WAGO Upload or the image with an SD card. Thank you for watching.